What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Duck Roost podcast. And me and Cade are in the great state of Kansas, and we've done been on our first day's hunt. We got here yesterday about 3 o'clock or so, and came here, got checked into our little cabin, unloaded all our gear and everything, and got things pretty much halfway situated, and then we scratched out, went and done a little scouting. We've been in this area before, so we were pretty familiar with it. Had a lot of things on Onyx marked, and kind of went and looked at everything, just trying to get an idea where the birds were. And we found some mallards in a little hole. We kind of estimated it to be maybe a solid dozen, maybe a dozen and a half. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was the most we had found. So we decided to set up and go get in that hole this morning, and we decided to take turns. And what we were going to do, I was going to film with the big camera at first light, let Cade shoot, and then if he got his limit, we would swap, or if it seemed to be pretty slow, let him shoot 2 or 3, and then we'd swap, shoot 2 or 3. So I let Cade take it from there on how things went this morning. So before you start talking, speak up, because yeah, I'm gonna let you tell everybody how the hunt started off this morning. I mean, before shooting time, we were sitting there and we were covered up in ducks.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We had mallards all over us. Tell them about the teal.
Oh, there was teal at 5 yards.
If 5 yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
5 yards.
We had to. We got there this morning and we were dealing with some skim ice and sheet ice. It was thick in some places.
Yeah.
It got up to about a half inch in some places.
You could just walk on it.
Yeah, so in some places I walked across it. I mean, I didn't walk far before I'd follow through, but I'd take a couple of steps and I'd follow through. So it was about a half inch of ice in some places. So we got out there, we busted a hole out. We took what, a dozen decoys?
Yeah, a dozen, and then
A dozen?
motion ducks.
Yeah, a dozen decoys and then our motion duck spreader, which has got 4 on it. And we had ducks, 10 minutes before shooting light, we had mallards all over us.
Yeah.
Teal, had one group of teal come around and lit, seriously, within 5 yards. I'm not sure if it might have been about 3.
Yeah.
Some of them lit, they lit right on the ice, right in front of us. And we were in layout blinds this morning. It was awesome. I kept thinking, because it was plenty good and light, but it just wasn't shooting time. I kept thinking, God, what time is it? What time is it, Cade? And I'm filming, so I wasn't even looking at the clock. And I kept talking to you, what time is it? I got 6 minutes. I was like, oh my God, 6 minutes. And then we were having mallards light in the decoys, sit there and get up and fly off, and some were walking around on the ice. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was the longest 6 minutes ever. But had some come in, and let you tell about your part of the hunt from there.
Well, we were watching the time, had all the mallards circling us and on the water and stuff, and shooting time came. You told me to just pick out a drake, and I picked out one on the water, shot, and I ended up tripling on the first drake, that shooting light.
Shot tripled on 3 drakes.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know you tripled,
Yeah.
because when you shot, I was looking had the camera on the birds that were the drakes coming down.
Yeah.
And when you shot that first one, because the lowest one was right above the water, so when you shot, I thought you missed the first shot.
The water spotted one.
Well, I saw that once I looked back at the footage when we got here, but I thought you missed the first shot, and then bam, shot him, and then that third one, bam, you shot him. And then y'all will see on the video if y'all check out the video. That's what I said. I was like, good shooting, man. What way to double? And you were like, no, I tripled. And I was like, what? And I shot one on the water. I didn't even know it. So that was pretty good. That was a heck of a way to start it off. First 3 shots, 3 greenheads. That's the way to do it. And man, it wasn't just a few seconds later you had some more come in.
Yeah.
Would you
group come in? I doubled on them.
Doubled on them. So, man, Cade was shot 5 times, got 5 greenheads. And man, it was awesome. So Cade got his 5 greenheads, and he went and picked them up real quick. I throwed him the camera when he got back, and got my gun loaded and got situated, and it wasn't long, maybe 10 minutes after we swapped. we had a little group come in, and I doubled on them, got 2 mallard drakes, so that was pretty good. And then it was like freaking what, 2 hours? It was like seriously like 2 hours before anything else come back in. And we had a pair fly by us, a drake and a hen. They flew all the way down to the end of the marsh, and we called to them. They turned and come back, and I raised up and shot the drake, and I shot the hen too, which I was wanting to do an all green limit, but man, it had been so long since we'd seen anything.
Yeah.
And you know how your mind's like, oh, you better get them, you better shoot them.
Yeah.
So I ended up shooting that hen, ruined the photo with the old brown hen. But so go out there and pick those up. And while I was out there, I walked around, busted the ice up because it was steady trying to freeze back up. And man, it was like another hour, I think, or felt like another hour. And I kind of caught some movement out of the corner of my eye, and I looked up, and there's this huge group of mallards, like 15 or 20. I mean, they're, what, 8 feet off the water, just cupped up, bombing in. And I was like, Kate, on the left, on the left, on the left. Stand up. Well, no, they come in, they kind of flared for a second, had to call them back around. Yeah, and they come back around, and got one of the decoys, shot and killed it. My cameraman had the camera on the whole time, but was not filming. God, rookie mistake. Oh man, it's all right though. It was good footage up to that point. But it happens to everybody. I think he messed up this morning on the last duck sealed the deal for the 2-man limit. He uh-oh'd on that and didn't hit record. He had him in frame and got everything on camera, he thought, but just because the camera's on don't mean it's filming. And so hopefully he got that out of the system and won't do that no more. But man, I was looking back at the footage on the computer. It's so much better than looking at that GoPro footage. Golly, because when you got your limit this morning, if we'd have been depending on a GoPro, you wouldn't have seen it. You definitely wouldn't have seen the first 3. Yeah. And then your last 2 wasn't 5 minutes later. So, you probably wouldn't even seen them either. Because the sun was behind us, so it was dark in front of us. Had to have been for the big camera, he probably wouldn't even got them. Man, that would have been terrible. Get 5 greenheads and ain't even got no video to show for it. So, but I don't know. We got done with that. We came back here and got all our birds cleaned and kind of got some stuff unloaded. Got all the gear unloaded and ate some lunch and went back out and did some scouting for in the morning. And man, we scouted all around. We didn't see a whole lot. We saw some mallards, saw some gadwall, teal, a few shovelers, but we did find on the refuge though. We saw, I don't know, probably 500 or 600, maybe more mallards sitting on the refuge. So, which they were doing that yesterday because we were scouting a lot later yesterday evening, and we watched them all get up off the refuge. So hopefully, and where we were this morning, we were set up underneath the flight route. So hopefully we can run some traffic on them again like we did this morning. But we looked at everything again, and really, the best plan we've got is the same one we had for yesterday. So we're going to set up in the morning on the same place, lay out blinds. I'll have to bust the ice again. And I'm going to let him shoot first again in the morning, and then I'll take things over from there, let him go ahead and get his limit. So, but hey, you gotta liven up, and then you gotta talk some in the pocket. You can't just sit there and be pretty. You got a girlfriend now, so that's out. Sorry for the background noise. Because our little cabin, it's got a little window unit that's the air conditioner and a heater, and it's on thermostat. It keeps on and off, so if it's loud, I apologize. I actually meant to turn it off and I forgot about it. But we finna put some steaks on the grill. We got a couple of ribeyes, and we got some mallards. We're gonna put some of them on there. We're gonna grill a couple of 4 mallard breasts. Well, 4 fillets each side, 2 ducks. So that's our plan for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast, kind of give you a little behind the scenes of what's going on with the hunt and how things are going here in Kansas. And we look forward to the next episode. Maybe we can tell y'all about another exciting hunt. But we're going to make Cade tell the story on the next one. Because I'm doing all the talking on the podcast. We're going to make Cade do all the talking on the next one. He's going to do the talking. He's going to be telling Dad, hey, tell us about the hunt. And I'm going to tell about my part. And he's going to be doing all the hosting on the next podcast. We got to get Cade talking. But we appreciate y'all watching. Y'all go check out the YouTube channel, Black Belt Waterfowl, so you can see the hunt video in full length form. If you hadn't seen it already, make sure you subscribe to that channel and here to the Duck Roost podcast. And that's all we got for you today, guys. So until next time, we'll catch y'all on the next one.